That's complete. Okay, right. Welcome everyone. So what I'm going to go through is all the information about the Shining Star Awards for this year. So the Shining Stars started back in 2018. We did the first one. Because kind of what I wanted to do was recognize the people within the community of Business Women Unlimited. And we've done it every year apart from last year. And I took a break from it last year because I wanted to move it back to the summer because we always did the event in the summer. But then the pandemic happened, so it got moved to Christmas. And I kind of think it's a really nice event to do in the summer. So I thought, do you know what? Last year, let's give it a break, bring it back this year and move the events to the summer. So that's what's happening. So let me talk through the entry process with you. Let me just move my slide. And I'm going to start off by talking about why even bother doing this. So what we've seen over the years, which has been amazing, is that the people who've won these awards have gone on to be able to gain new clients because it's absolutely pushed out their business visibility. Some had some great press in their local newspapers, magazines, radio, local radio, which was great. Um, and I think what it does above everything else is it starts to validate your expertise because this isn't a voting award. I've got a couple of judges, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. And it really starts to put you as a business on the map and makes people look at you as a business that's won an award, that is credible. And I think that's so important because most of us do things that other people do. And therefore, to have something that makes you stand out against your competition is so important. Plus, it's great to talk about it on social media as well. And I think the other big benefit with these is that when we work for ourselves, we don't have anyone to validate what we're doing. We don't have anyone to pat us on the back. We don't have anybody to go, oh, you're doing a really good job. And I think what we've seen with the Shining Star Awards is it really gives people that sense of, yes, I'm on the right track. This is great to be recognised. And it's a real sense of accomplishment. And it's a self-confidence builder without a doubt as well. Because a lot of small business owners really lack confidence. If you've come from a corporate environment and you've always had teams around you that do everything, and then you're launched into the whole world of working for yourself, um, it can be quite scary and, it can be quite daunting at times. So I think being able to have something that goes, you know what, you're doing a really good job. It's a real good boost in self-confidence. And the final thing is, because most of you will know, I run a national awards called the Best Business Women Awards, which I started in 2015. And I almost wanted the Shining Stars to be a kind of first dip in the water of an award scheme because I think, again, a lot of women lack confidence to put themselves out there. They don't feel that they're good enough when actually they are. And so for this, it was like what I've seen is that people got the confidence when they won one of these to go and enter other awards, not just Best Business Women Awards, but other awards that are out there. And we've seen that. We've seen that trajectory over the years. People have come through this award program and felt much more confident about entering awards and have gone on to do other things. So there's no downside to doing this, and it really gives you the opportunity to shine, which is why it's called the Shining Stars. Oh, let me just move my slide. So I'm just going to share some key information of what the purpose of the awards is about. So it's not about making money. It's not about your profits. It's nothing to do with that. It's really about how you are working with your clients, supporting other networkers, if you're working with local charities as well. It's really about people who are making a contribution to our community and to their communities, whether that's their industry or their local communities. And, what we have rewarded are businesses that just truly care about their clients. They love what they do, they're passionate about what they do. And we do have a few little tiny rules. There's not many, but we wanted to keep it as a community awards for our community. And of course, we don't have a membership. So how are we going to get around that when we set it up? So I just decided that the rule should be that at least if someone has attended 3 times in the year prior to the awards, then to me that's fine. 3 times in a year, absolutely fine. So people do have to attend at least 3 meetings, and that includes online in the year before. So we're running those dates from the 1st of July until the 30th of April, which is when the awards close. So do we check that? Yes, we do. Unless we immediately know, somebody, because we see a lot of the bookings coming through, but we do check it. Just so that it's fair. So, for example, a couple of years ago when we ran it, we had entries from people who'd never ever been to our meetings. So we contacted them and said, you've got a month to go to 3 meetings. They didn't do it, so we didn't proceed with their entry. So it is very much about people who come to our meetings. Entry's free and it's online, and I'll give you the link to where you can enter in a minute. And for the Shining Star Award, it's self-entry, and then it's nomination for the best networker. And I'll talk through that as well. And the closing date is the 30th of April at 6 o'clock. We don't extend it. That is the date. So you've got a couple of months to do it. And then we send an email out to everybody that entered after the judging's done, and we say, if you've got through, we don't tell you what award you're going to get. So there are 3 levels of awards. There's a gold, a silver, and a bronze, and you find that out when you come to the event. So that's how we do it. We have 2 judges that work on the Best Business Women Awards, and they don't come to our events. So they don't know anyone within the community, and that keeps it really clean and really easy. So Sharon and Falguni will read through the entries and they will score them gold, silver, or bronze. So the questions on the forms. So for the Shining Stars, we ask you what your business does. Very simple question to answer. We ask you what keeps you motivated in your business. Why do you do what you do? We ask you about visibility. So really visibility is marketing. What are you doing to gain new clients? Because we want to make sure that people are actually doing the things they need to be doing in order to get clients. And how you look after your customers. So we want to understand what you do once you've acquired a customer, how you onboard them, how you support them, what do you do, and do you do anything different that other people in your industry aren't doing? And then we want 3 examples of how you have supported fellow networkers within Business Women UnLtd. So what we're asking for is you might have given a referral to somebody, you may have done a bit of pro bono work for someone, you may have had a one-to-one and given somebody some advice, you might have collaborated with somebody. So it could be any of those things, but it's just we want to reward people that are actually helping somebody else within the community in some way, shape, or form. So those are the questions. Very, very simple, plus your personal details as well. And then we ask you to upload a couple of pieces of evidence. So what we're asking for is some testimonials. So you might already have those, hopefully you have, on LinkedIn or Google or Facebook or Trustpilot. And you can just copy and paste those in and put them into your entry. Or you might have a business where people don't leave online reviews because what you're doing is quite sensitive. So maybe just ask them to drop an email to you and say you're going to use it in an award submission. Can it get their permission, but it's not going out to the public domain. And if those 2 things don't work for you, come to me and we'll talk about how you can get some testimonials for your entry. And then I would suggest submitting anything else that would strengthen your entry. So, for example, have you done a customer satisfaction survey? I mean, if you haven't, this is a good time to do one. Have you got any case studies that you could type up and talk about the difference that you've made working with someone? So they're very different to testimonials and reviews. Case studies go into a bit more depth, and they talk about where the client was when they started working with you to where they are now. And these work for most businesses, to be honest. Can't really think of anything they don't work for. But it gives the judges a deeper understanding of the work you're doing and the difference you're making. If you have had any press already for your business, you could include something on that. You might have a video that talks through what your business does, might be on your website, might be on YouTube. You can't upload the video, but you could put a link to it. You might have a video of your business in action, for example. So anything like that is really helpful. And then you might want to share what your social media stats are. So how many people follow you? How many people are engaged with what you're talking about? Or you might want to share some of your sales stats. So you might want to show how much your business has grown over the last couple of years. I mean, there isn't a one size fits all for this, but it's about you thinking, how can I make my entry stand out and look impressive? How can I include information that's going to help the judges see what a great job that I'm doing? So if you think about it in terms of if you were to write a business pitch, if a client said to you, well, we're talking to three companies that do what you do, you need to pitch your business to us and tell us why we should choose you. This is exactly what you need to do in an award entry. So think of it like a business pitch, that you are sharing what you're doing, how you're doing it, and how well you're doing it. So that's in essence. So the entries that don't do so well in the Shining Stars are the people that don't fill it in properly. They don't fill the form in. They don't put any supporting information. If there aren't two testimonials in there, this won't progress any further. So you have to have two testimonials. And my recommendation is to put some more robust evidence in as well. If you want the gold, and most people do, let's be honest, or you want to be Shining Star of the Year, because we do that as well, you want to throw as much information at it as you can. And the best network trophy, goes to those people who are sharing those great people have said some really great things about them. So let's move on to the next slide. So talk about the best networker. So the best networker, we didn't have this initially. I think we've had it for about 4 years now, something like that. And this came out of the fact that people were saying to me, oh, it's a shame because I'd really like to share with everybody what this person has done. So previous winners of that have actually been Lisa McCallum, Debbie, Time Out for You, Victoria Bell, before she was a group leader. And, these women really go out of their way to support other people. And we had a number of nominations for them, not just one. But the thing that made their nomination stand out was that people were specific, because some nominations we got for Best Networker the last time, for example, said things like, oh yeah, so-and-so, she's a really good networker. That was it. There was nothing. There was no meat on the bone. It was a very basic, yes, she's a great networker. But you need to actually say, this person has done this for me, and that's why they are a great networker. That's why they should be nominated. So it's really about, if you're going to nominate somebody, sharing specific examples. You've got up to 500 words. That's quite a lot. And that's on a separate form and a separate link. So you've got the two things. Some people just nominate someone, they don't enter themselves. That's fine. You don't have to do one. You don't have to do both. You can, decide what you want to do. And you can nominate more than one person as well. That's often a question I get asked. But you just got to be specific, because, as I said, a lot of time people aren't, and they don't really give those reasons. So we are going to do 2 award presentations this year because we have groups in Somerset now. So I decided it wasn't really fair to expect people in Somerset to travel all the way to Hertfordshire. So the Hertfordshire ones will be for the Hertfordshire groups, and we will include Whitstable in that, and Enfield, and anyone who comes to the online groups. But we're doing one event in Hertfordshire on the 17th of June. We will separate the Somerset entries out, and they will go to be judged as well, but their winners will be a separate list. And we're going to run an event at the Met Club in Bushy on the 17th of June, which will be our summer event from 10 till 2:30. Now, I often get asked, do I have to come? No, you don't. If you've entered and you have won an award, you can pay to have the award sent to you afterwards. However, you are going to miss out on quite a lot of the photos, the presentations, being part of it, and having your business talked about in front of everybody is always great. So we don't do that bit if you're not there. We will still give you the award if you've won it, but we won't be talking about you on the day because you're not there. So to get the most out of it, you need to be at the event. And then the same goes for the Somerset one as well. And that's going to be on the 1st of July at Cricket St Thomas Golf Club from 10 till 2:30. So what we do is we run it very similar to our Christmas event. There'll be some stands, so people will be able to book a table to display their stuff if they want to. Then we'll have open networking with a networking game. We'll have a lunch. We'll have a guest speaker, and we'll have the award presentations as well. So it's a really nice event. It's all photographed, videoed, and you'll get access to all of that for free afterwards as well. So what else do I need to tell you? So here's some pictures of some previous years. This was the last one we did in 2024. You might recognise Hayley Wickner, Alex, who got Shining Star of the Year and a Gold Award, and we have Victoria, and we have Debbie. And some pictures here going back to, I think this one was the pandemic year, 2021, something like that. So that's it in a nutshell.